Welcome back to my channel. Time for another video to pick up on various odds and ends. Let's get right to it. Mickey Mouse does various things to essentially ignore what someone says and then makes things up instead. One way is to claim body language is almost 8 times more important in communication than the words are. So he just ignores the words and uses his own assumptions, which is basic lying. Another tactic to ignore someone's words is shown with this statement.
If a woman says you should think about it, what is she trying to say? Comment down below. Comment in the live chat. When a woman says, I need you to think about this, what does it mean? I need you to do this.
So, again, Mickey can just ignore what is actually said and makes up whatever he wants with his self-serving mind reading. Maybe he has woman's intuition. Next, he talks about selective hearing.
Meaning if you focus yourself in just the title, the thumbnail, most of the time that's all you're going to try to open your brain to listen for in the comments, in the person presenting to you. And that right there can, create a bias in you as a person sometimes.
All true, but Mickey tries to create that bias in his listeners by ignoring what people really said. Even when he accurately quotes them, he creates a false framework with his made-up assumptions about what they really mean. What he describes them as saying isn't what they actually said. He's actually pretty good at it, but it never holds up to careful analysis, which is why he had to censor me on YouTube, because I took the time to break it all down. On another topic, Mickey takes another claim too far.
Beauty is actually measurable. There's a true measure for beauty. It does exist. Look it up. How to measure a person's beauty, their face. There is a science and math to it.
There are studies about characteristics of beauty, like the golden ratio, but even that is really just about what a lot of people like, but not what everyone likes. Science doesn't determine who is and who is not beautiful. Individuals do, for themselves. Mickey has also talked about symmetry being important. Sure, you can have perfect symmetry, but bad complexion, ears that stick out, bad hair, etc. But hey, still be symmetrical. Heck, movie stars and models are often chosen for their bone structure, like that golden ratio thing, even if they aren't particularly attractive. Why? Because if the structure is good, makeup and other things can make them seem beautiful. It's almost funny. I'm fine with individuals deciding for themselves who they find to be attractive and only object if someone goes around disparaging a woman's looks. But there are some really weird people who seem to think everyone must agree with them. Seems pretty childish to me. One of the nastiest tactics is to expect someone to prove a negative. I pointed to a claim a troll made that the Filipino P had said she had a kid. She never said that, but he kept insisting it was true. No decent person would support someone doing that, but Mickey did, starting with this in my comment section.
Now, I never lay claim that she had a kid, as that should not matter. Here's a question. Can you guarantee that she does not? The burden of proof is on both sides, you and that Craig dude.
The burden of proof is not on both sides. It is the burden of the accuser. That doesn't just apply in court. It's basic ethics. I could accuse someone of being a thief. They can't prove they aren't. At best, they can only prove they haven't been caught yet. This is why the proving a negative tactic isn't ethical. Mickey doesn't stop there. He also posted this comment.
Because all you have to counter is what she stated in a video, since you watch every one of them. But are saying she never lied before or choose to admit one thing? You can't say know everything about her life just by watching all her vids.
I don't have to counter anything since no substance was offered. Literally zero. And since I have watched every video, I know P didn't say she had kids. It's strange to criticize me for only knowing what P, who is the world's foremost expert on her life, actually said. Yet nothing is said to criticize the accuser who didn't even have that. And note the thing about how P may have chosen to omit one thing. But the claim was that she said she had kids, not that she omitted saying she had them. Mickey still digs a deeper hole, posting,
But you can't say without a doubt she never had one. And if it was said, I'm sure you can agree that you can edit out certain things from videos, even if it was uploaded. So are you 100% true she does not have one?
Mykkie screwed up again. You see, while you can edit sections out of an already uploaded YouTube video, you can't add to it. Why is this important? Because in her very first video, P clearly says she has no kids. That had to be there from the start. And since it was there is no way she would also say she has kids. As usual, Mykkie doesn't think things through. All she cares about is casting negativity towards P and some others. If you watch my channel, you know one way Mykkie criticizes those who give P a high rating is to post a picture of a very attractive woman and say something like, if you think P is a 7, then you'd have to give these women a score higher than 10. Of course, that's meaningless since it first depends on everyone having the same beauty preferences, but we don't. But here's what I want you to notice. He doesn't use the same approach in reverse. While he has shown pictures of ugly women, just to make fun of them because that's the kind of man Mykkie is, he doesn't show one of these ugly women and say, P can't be only a 1, 2, or 3, because if she was, these other women would be less than 1. Yet Mykkie has made many comments labeling P from 3 all the way down to a 1. Mykkie can sound clever until you really pay attention to what he says. Not enough people do. Mykkie also seems to be a two-dimensional thinker. When he was clearly trying to censor me on YouTube, I pointed out that some of his tactics amounted to soft censorship. I also pointed out that Stalin applied soft censorship in the USSR. In that case, Stalin took advantage of a paper shortage to control who got how much paper. Of course, publications against him got very little. He could say they weren't censored, but they effectively were. That's what soft censorship is. Well, Mykkie tried to rebuttal by laughing and saying, Stalin killed people. Standard ridicule tactic, but also wrong. Oh, sure, Stalin killed a lot of people, but that was not his only tool. On screen, I'm showing part of an article from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. You'll need to pause the video to read it, at least the first half. It talks about how Stalin tightened the screws in 1934, and yes, it says many people in publishing died unpleasant deaths in the following years. But read to the middle and you'll see what the article says. Then as now, a very real paper shortage was manipulated by the authorities and used as a tool of censorship. So, yep, Stalin killed people, but also used the paper shortage as a tool to censor. Just as I said, it's really amazing how people can do more than one thing. By the way, remember when the Philippines reopened from the COVID shutdown and Mykkie was insisting you wouldn't be able to renew your visa anymore, that you were limited to just 30 days? P brought on a visa expert who said renewals were still allowed. Mykkie said the visa expert didn't believe his own words, and Mykkie based that on the guy's body language. Mykkie sounded very authoritative, but he was blowing smoke. As you now know, it turned out P's visa expert was correct. Visas were still renewed. I'm still waiting for Mykkie to admit he was wrong. Just as I'm still waiting for him to admit he was wrong about words only being 7% of communication. Maybe he can apologize for those two proven false claims, just for starters. Baby steps. If he can't admit to being wrong, even when he's proven wrong, why on earth would you believe him about anything? Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.